The storm hit harder than anything Alex had ever seen. Wind screamed through the forest like a living creature, snow slashed sideways, and the old mountain cabin shook as if the world was trying to tear it apart. And inside, two people who never should have crossed paths sat trapped with nothing but a dying fire, a single blanket, and a truth neither of them expected to feel. It all started with a simple question whispered in the dark: "Can I slip under your blanket?" A question that changed everything. Alex Carter never intended to be here, alone on a mountain road in the middle of the worst blizzard in years. He only wanted one thing: to pick up firewood so his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, wouldn't have to sleep cold tonight. Being a single dad meant constantly choosing between exhaustion and sacrifice. He never chose himself, only her, but on the icy road, a stranded black SUV came into view. Its hazard lights blinked weakly against the white storm, and inside sat a woman hunched over the steering wheel, her lips trembling from the cold. Alex tapped on the glass. "Ma'am? You okay?" She lifted her head, revealing a face he knew instantly from billboards and business headlines: Rachel Hale, the youngest tech CEO in the region, billionaire. Untouchable. A woman the world adored and criticized in equal measure, but right now, she was just freezing. "My car died," she said, teeth chattering. "No signal. No heat." "Come on," Alex said, helping her out. "There's an old ranger cabin up ahead." She tried to walk, but her heels sank into the snow. Without thinking, Alex knelt and helped remove them. "You don't have to." "Yeah," he said softly. "I kinda do." They fought the storm together, stumbling through knee-deep snow until the wooden structure finally appeared through the swirling white. Once inside, Alex started a fire while Rachel sat close, rubbing her frozen hands. "You saved me," she murmured. He shrugged. "Just did what anyone would have done." She looked up at him with tired eyes that suggested she didn't believe many people would. Hours passed. The storm grew louder. The temperature dropped. The fire crackled weakly, fighting for life. Alex placed the only blanket around her shoulders. "You'll freeze," she whispered. "I'm good," he lied, rubbing his arms, but she noticed. Of course she did. She'd built a company by noticing what people hid. Minutes later, her voice came softly through the dim cabin. "Alex, can I slip under your blanket?" He froze, not from cold, but from the sudden closeness in her tone. Her breath trembled, her eyes searched his with something far deeper than fear. "This isn't," she swallowed, "about anything inappropriate. I'm just really cold. And you're shivering. We'll stay warm if we share it." He nodded slowly. They sat shoulder to shoulder, the blanket draped over both of them, her head eventually leaning lightly against his shoulder. Not romantic. Not intentional, just human. "Just needed." "I'm not who people think," she whispered. "Who are you then?" he asked. "A tired woman who runs a world that never lets her rest." Alex exhaled. "I get that. Being a single dad feels the same sometimes." "A single dad?" She looked at him. "Where's her mother?" He stared into the fire. "Walked out when Lily was 2. Said responsibility felt like a cage." Rachel didn't speak. Instead, she placed her hand gently over his. "I'm sorry, Alex." For the first time in years, someone said those words without pity, just sincerity, and he couldn't deny it. He felt something warm, something dangerous, something he wasn't supposed to feel for a woman like her. The wind howled again, shaking the cabin, but for the first time all night, Alex wasn't thinking about the storm outside, he was thinking about the woman beside him. And why sitting close to her suddenly felt like the safest place in the world. End of chapter 1. By morning, the fire was ash, the storm had calmed, and reality rushed back like cold air through the cracks. Rachel stretched, blinking in the morning dim. Alex had given her the blanket during the night and moved away, sitting on the floor with his jacket pulled tight. "You should have woken me," she said softly. "You needed it more." She studied him, his tired eyes, the quiet strength in his posture, the kind of man who didn't talk about sacrifice, he just lived it. "You're different," she said. "Everyone around me wants something. But you just give." Alex cleared his throat awkwardly. "It's just who I am." But she smiled as if she'd discovered something rare. Something valuable. When they stepped outside, the world was buried in white. Snow coated the trees like powdered glass, and their footprints disappeared behind them as fast as they made them halfway down the trail. Rachel suddenly stopped. "Alex." He turned. "What happened last night?" She hesitated. "I don't want it to be something we forget when the world shifts back to normal." He blinked. Rachel, I know who I'm supposed to be, she said quietly. Strong. Untouchable. The CEO who never breaks. But with you, for the first time in years, I wasn't alone. She took a shaky breath, and I don't want this to end on a snowy mountain. Alex didn't know how to respond. He wasn't wealthy. He wasn't powerful. He was just a father trying his best, you and me? We live in two different worlds, he said gently. Then maybe, she whispered, stepping closer, it's time I stop living in the one that never made me happy. Her eyes shimmered, not with romance, but with sincerity born from a night of honesty neither expected. Before he could answer, a rescue team appeared over the ridge of flashlights. Voices. Safety. The spell broke, but not the connection. As they reached the main road, Rachel slipped a small card into his hand. Call me, she murmured. Not because I'm a CEO. Because last night, you saw me. The real me. He watched as her assistant rushed to her side, wrapping her in a coat, talking about meetings, press calls, expectations, but Rachel didn't look away from him, not until she was forced into the SUV and the door closed. Alex stood in the snow, staring at the card in his palm. A number. Her handwritten name, and beneath it, 3 words, don't disappear, Alex. That night, back home, Lily asked, Daddy? Why are you smiling? Alex didn't realize he was. He looked at her and said softly, because sometimes, life surprises you in the middle of a storm. And somewhere in her penthouse, Rachel stared at her silent phone, wishing, hoping he would call, not for the storm, not for the blanket, but for what they found under it. A moment of warmth neither had felt in years. A spark that didn't freeze in the cold. A beginning. A reminder that even the strongest people need someone to hold them through the night. And maybe, just maybe, 2 completely different worlds weren't so different after all. End of chapter 2.